as you feel and cause you breathe.
My name is Alex Reed, and I play guitar for Go Radio.
First off, what do you think of the weather today?
It's awesome. I'm a Midwestern boy at heart. Grew up, born and raised in Michigan, just right across the lake. So exactly. So I love it. I love being on the lake. I think there's been a nice breeze. I mean, we were in Houston not too long ago, and it was like 118. So I have to give 2 thumbs up to Milwaukee for that.
So if this is Michigan, where are you from?
We're gonna put it this way. Well, I guess you're showing the camera, right? Okay.
So this would be Michigan.
Yeah. I am right here.
Okay.
That's where I'm from.
How does it feel to have Jason be on the cover of this CD?
I think it was cool. It's definitely a big victory for our band. I mean, we're definitely still, you know, like it's a step in everything, but it's a dream come true just to see even Go Radio on the front, like listed there, and it's very awesome. You know, we have probably the coolest fans out there. I think our fans are a different breed of fans, and they support us through everything, and they're not just like, yeah, we kind of like their music. They're like, we really love your music, and they stepped up and they voted and got us on the cover, and I think it's huge. I think it's definitely one of those like bucket list checkoffs.
So Lucky Street just came out a little while ago. What's your favorite song on it?
Oh, that's such a hard. That would be such a hard question. I'll tell you what. I'll do 2. Favorite one to play live. Favorite one to listen to or the recording. Actually, that all just becomes one song. Hold On. Hold On and House of Hallways are probably my 2 favorite. They're not, neither one of those are super high energy songs, but the lyrical content is just like chilling. I remember being in the studio and writing those songs and listening to Jason record the vocals and just getting the chills, you know.
Do you notice anything? Do you have any weird songwriting habits at all?
What's that? We write songs pretty interestingly, actually. I think, like, being in bands, we've all been in other bands before. The way that we write is cool, but it's totally different. Usually one of us come in with like a song or a verse, and then we start building it way later. And Jason has a way of coming up with a song. He's really savvy with the computer and Pro Tools and stuff like that, so he'll kind of put together ideas. But I think every great songwriter is a little quirky. And for whatever reason, the way that these songs come together, it works between the 4 of us.
What do you think is the hardest part of being on tour? Like all the time away from family, friends?
That's probably the hardest part, is being away from your family and friends. You know, on this tour, it's a totally different thing. It's even more severe than regular tours because you don't get hotels, you don't stay at hotels. You don't have many off days. You go from one thing to the next, and you don't get regular showers.
There's showers on the second floor. So
exactly, but the sign's there. But usually there's also like a 100-person line as well. I think it's the day-to-day things. It's the little things that you take for granted. Waking up in your own bed, being able to wash your sheets after a couple weeks when they get dirty. Having your own space. You know, when you have, right now we have 11 people on our bus. That's 11 people sharing one bathroom. Therefore, imagine how many toothbrushes and deodorants and everything get misplaced, lost, moved. That's hard, but the day-to-day stuff, sure.
Can you tell us anything about like the process of Forever My Father, or is that
like the process, like the whole thing?
Like the writing it and then the 2 versions with the siblings?
Yeah, I can touch base. I mean, Jason knows more about it, like would be able to share more about it, but right after Jason's father passed, him and his sister and his little brother ended up creating that song. And you can find the story other places, but they recorded it originally very quickly after, like the day of love or something when his father had passed. So it's very personal. You know, you hear it in that first original version. And we included that version on the Welcome to the Life EP, which was before we had even started working with Fearless. And then there was something that I think we've gotten a lot of questions about why we put both versions, why we redid it, and then why we put both versions on the record. And we like the full band version. It's awesome, and I think it was a lot of fun. But at the same time, there's a certain like quality about that original version that was chilling, and that was something kind of to the fans that have been with us the whole time, to kind of give them like a new, updated, remastered version of that song. To kind of, I don't know.
Is there anyone that you've seen on work so far that you would like to recommend to your fans to check out?
Reliant K is, in my opinion, that's one of those like dream come true moments for me. Like I remember going up and listening to that band a lot, and they all just live up to be even cooler than I thought. Like they're the nicest, most sincere dudes ever for being around for that long. It's like it's really cool. As far as bands that I didn't know much about until now, it's a band called Moving Mountains. They're on our stage this year. They're on the Nintendo 3DS stage. Fantastic. If you're like a fan of like mid to later Christ music, so good. So Moving Mountains. Check out Moving Mountains.
So if we're going on the fan thing again, what's the weirdest thing a fan has ever asked you?
Weirdest thing a fan has ever asked. One fan asked me if they could have my underwear after a show. And one, I was like, you absolutely don't want that in your life at all. You know, we have a high energy show, we sweat a lot. And I just kind of looked at her like, I don't think so. Like, I don't think that that's a good idea. I mean, what do you say? You don't prepare yourself for questions like that. They just hit you and you're like, ah! I mean, granted, they're kind, and I guess you could look at it in a flattering sense, but at the same time, it's like, that was really, really weird, you know?
Is there, like, any rumors that you've heard about your band at all? I don't know, some bands do.
Of course.
What's the craziest one?
I mean, there's a lot of rumors about the whole Radio versus Mayday parade. Like, they hate each other.
They fight all the time.
It's not true.
Fight club.
It's just not true. They're all good friends of ours, and we all live in the same place, and we all hang out all the time together. So it's funny to see that stuff like just accumulate. And you read like absolute punk threads, and people are just like arguing with each other, like, no, this is what happened, this is what happened. You're like, how did that happen? But I mean, everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their own thoughts. I remember growing up and having the same thing, like where I was like, yeah, I heard this, and then that just, you know, it escalates the rumors. So.
Okay, and then because we're Stork Music, we have one last question. If you could have a stork bring you anything, what would it be?
An iPhone 4.
Why?
I still have an Android. Granted, I love my Android, and I love the person who got it for me. Best Christmas present I've ever had. But I feel like it's the standard, it's the industry standard, and I would love to have that FaceTime, you know, be able to do the video chat thing. I heard, but
it's
I mean,
weird,
still.
It's really cool. I did it yesterday for like an hour. It's like, time flies like that.
Yeah,
this is so weird. This is so weird. You sit there forever.
Yeah, and like my family still lives in Michigan where I grew up, and I live in Tallahassee, so even when I go home to tour, I still don't see my family. And so my mom just got an iPhone 4, so it'd be really kind of cool to say, hey mom, and actually be able to look at it.
Awesome.